Have you ever stood up a little too quickly, felt that unsettling rush of dizziness, and thought, well, that's just getting older? It's a common experience for many people past 70, and it often slips under the radar. But episodes of lightheadedness aren't merely a passing quirk of aging. They can be a subtle sign that your heart isn't getting all the support it needs. Even if they happen only once in a while, these dizzy spells can affect more than just your balance. Ignoring them may lead to bigger heart concerns down the road. This is especially important if you value your independence, your mobility, and the freedom to enjoy everyday activities without worry. One of the biggest challenges is that many seniors believe feeling dizzy from time to time is inevitable. You might chalk it up to "I haven't eaten enough," "I stood up too fast," or "I'm just tired." While all those factors can play a role, dismissing frequent or intense lightheadedness could mean missing an early warning sign of heart rhythm problems or blood pressure issues. It's not about becoming fearful, it's about being proactive and understanding what your body might be trying to tell you. If you've ever felt hesitant to mention these moments to your doctor or family, you're not alone. There's a tendency to avoid complaining about every little thing, worried about appearing overly anxious or high maintenance. But as a preventive care specialist who's worked closely with older adults for many years, I can assure you that many of the heart-related challenges faced after 70 could have been addressed sooner if people didn't dismiss those early signals. By paying closer attention to lightheadedness, you can catch potential issues earlier, protect your heart, and maintain a more active, fulfilling lifestyle. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore 4 vital points that can help you better understand, manage, and even prevent episodes of lightheadedness in a way that supports your heart health and overall well-being. First, we'll tackle the surprising causes behind that woozy feeling and why it's not always as harmless as it seems. Next, we'll look at misconceptions around dizziness and aging, unraveling why so many seniors feel it's just a normal part of growing older. Then we'll discuss practical steps, from daily movement routines to smart hydration habits, to stabilize blood pressure and reduce strain on your heart. Lastly, we'll cover emotional and mental strategies that can help you stay calm, confident, and in control whenever a dizzy spell occurs. Understanding and addressing lightheadedness won't just safeguard your heart, it can also help you avoid dangerous falls, preserve your mobility, and reduce that lingering anxiety of, what if this dizzy spell hits me at the wrong time? Each of these steps is manageable, grounded in widely recognized health insights, and respectful of the fact that each person's medical situation is unique. I'm not here to offer medical prescriptions. That's between you and your healthcare provider. But I can share strategies I've seen help countless older adults reclaim their sense of balance and security. As you listen to each of these points, think about your own daily routine. Do you notice any patterns in when or why you feel lightheaded? I encourage you to keep that question in mind, because discovering these patterns can be the first step toward making a real, positive change. Let's dive deeper into this often overlooked issue and see if we can give you the peace of mind and the heart-healthy habits you deserve. It might seem surprising, but one small change in how you approach dizziness could have a major impact on your overall heart health. Let's get started by looking at a widespread assumption many seniors hold and why it might be doing more harm than good. "I only get dizzy once in a while. There's nothing to worry about." That's a phrase I've heard countless times, and it leads us right into our first key point. First point, recognizing the real impact of brief dizzy spells. We often hear that occasional lightheadedness in our 70s or 80s is no big deal. People think it's just a normal part of aging, like needing more breaks or feeling tired in the afternoon. The misconception here is that random dizziness is harmless if it goes away quickly. But let's challenge that. Even brief, sporadic dizzy spells can sometimes hint at changes in blood pressure regulation or early cardiac issues. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a serious heart problem, but it's a prompt to pay attention. Take Frank, for example, a 76-year-old retiree who prided himself on never missing a day of his morning walk. He felt lightheaded once or twice a week. No big deal in his eyes. His logic was that it disappeared quickly, so he never mentioned it to his wife or his doctor. Over time, these dizzy episodes started happening more often, especially when he climbed stairs or moved too quickly. One morning, Frank tripped and nearly fell down his porch steps. Scared, he finally scheduled a checkup and discovered he had an arrhythmia, a slight irregularity in his heartbeat. With simple lifestyle adjustments and proper medical guidance, Frank got it under control. He now rarely experiences that woozy sensation, and he's back to enjoying his walks without anxiety. Evidence-based insights tell us that as we age, our bodies can become less efficient at regulating blood pressure, particularly during quick posture changes. Your heart may need a fraction more time to catch up when you stand up or bend down. For some, this is just a minor inconvenience. For others, it can be the early sign of something like orthostatic hypotension, a drop in blood pressure when standing, or an underlying heart condition that requires medical evaluation. Practical steps to address these issues start with observation. When do you feel dizzy? Is it after standing from a chair, first thing in the morning, or following a big meal? Tracking these details, either mentally or in a small notebook, can help healthcare providers pinpoint what's happening. Next, consider small adjustments like standing up slowly, pausing for a few seconds before walking, or flexing your ankles to get the blood circulating more robustly. These actions reduce sudden drops in blood pressure and ease the strain on the heart. The benefits of following these simple tips extend beyond the physical. You'll feel more in control, which lessens the anxiety that often crops up when you're worried about toppling over. You gain confidence in your daily movements, whether it's walking down the hallway or stepping out for errands. And emotionally, you begin to shift your perspective, realizing that lightheadedness isn't just a minor annoyance, but a signal worth heeding. The takeaway? If dizzy spells are a regular guest in your life, even briefly, don't brush them off. Use them as a prompt to check in with your doctor and to consider small changes that can make a significant difference. It's about seeing these moments not as an inevitable part of aging, but as an opportunity to refine how you care for yourself. Before we move on, think about the last time you felt lightheaded. Did you stand up too fast? Were you dehydrated, or was it after taking your medication? Jot down that memory, no matter how insignificant it seems. It might offer a clue that leads to better daily habits and better heart health in the long run. Next, let's delve into another major misconception, that dizziness after 70 is purely a blood pressure issue and has little to do with the heart itself. Second point, the overlooked connection between dizziness and heart health. It's common to hear, "Oh, you're lightheaded? That's just your blood pressure acting up." While that's sometimes true, there's a deeper link to your heart that many seniors miss. The misunderstanding often goes like this: if my blood pressure is okay on the cuff, my heart must be fine. But lightheadedness can stem from more subtle cardiac issues, such as arrhythmias or reduced blood flow, due to minor arterial narrowing. These conditions may not always spike your blood pressure or show obvious symptoms, until you experience a dizzy spell that seems to come out of the blue. Consider Beatrice, age 82, who was diligent about checking her blood pressure every other day. Her readings were relatively stable, though occasionally on the lower side. She'd get lightheaded after walking up a steep hill behind her house. "I'm just winded," she'd say, assuming her shortness of breath and dizzy feeling were because of the incline. Over months, this started happening even on gentle walks, and she began avoiding outings altogether out of fear. After finally mentioning it to her healthcare provider, tests revealed an underlying heart rhythm abnormality that wasn't severe enough to cause palpitations or chest pain, but it was enough to cause oxygen supply dips to her brain when she exerted herself. The lesson here is that the heart can be involved in your dizzy spells without always leaving an obvious fingerprint on your regular blood pressure readings. Your heart is responsible for circulating oxygen-rich blood throughout your body, and if it's not beating in a steady, efficient rhythm, you might notice dizziness first rather than chest discomfort. This is especially likely in older adults, where symptoms can be more subtle. To gain a new perspective, it may help to think of your body like a well-synchronized orchestra. Each instrument, heart, lungs, blood vessels, nervous system, must play in harmony for you to feel balanced. If one section, say, your heart's rhythm, begins to lag or speed up unpredictably, you may suddenly feel dizzy before any other instrument catches the mistake. In practical terms, if you're experiencing unexplained lightheadedness and can't tie it clearly to changing posture, dehydration, or medication timing, it's worth discussing more thorough cardiac evaluations with your doctor. That can include an EKG or even wearing a heart monitor for a short period to see if there's a hidden rhythm issue. Beyond that, moderate exercise tailored to your capability, like gentle walking, stretching, or low-impact aerobics, can help keep your cardiovascular system robust. Engaging your heart in consistent, safe workouts ensures it pumps efficiently, stabilizing blood flow when you switch positions or exert yourself. If mobility is a concern, chair-based exercises or simple indoor walking routines can offer significant benefits without overexertion. The emotional side of addressing heart-related dizziness is equally vital. Once seniors realize there might be a heart connection, a wave of worry can arise. But it's crucial to remember that many minor cardiac irregularities are quite manageable with the right approach. By identifying potential issues early, you reclaim a sense of agency, knowing you're being proactive about your health rather than waiting for a bigger problem to surface. And that sense of control can reduce stress and anxiety, both of which play a significant role in overall heart health. If you're feeling motivated to learn more, take a moment right now to think about the type of physical activity you genuinely enjoy, or at least wouldn't dread. Maybe you love dancing, gardening, or strolling around the block with a friend. Physical activities that make you happy are easier to maintain, offering a steady way to support heart function and lessen dizzy spells. Coming up, we'll explore the lifestyle adjustments you can make today to keep lightheadedness at bay. But first, if any part of what we've discussed resonates with you, maybe you felt some hidden fear about your heart, consider jotting down one question you'd like to ask your healthcare provider. Sometimes the first step to preventing bigger issues is simply voicing a concern that's been sitting quietly in the back of your mind. Third point, practical lifestyle shifts to tackle. Lightheadedness. A widespread assumption among older adults is, I'm probably not doing anything wrong. This is just what happens in my 70s or 80s. This mindset can hinder us from making the small yet significant lifestyle tweaks that can reduce dizziness and support heart health. The truth is, how you eat, drink, move, and rest can all influence those dizzy spells. Let's shine a spotlight on hydration first. Many seniors reduce their fluid intake to avoid frequent bathroom trips or in response to certain health conditions. The misconception is that drinking less can't really affect dizziness as long as you're not feeling thirsty. But dehydration is a common trigger for low blood pressure and can reduce blood volume, placing undue strain on your heart. Rose, a 78-year-old grandmother of 6, felt lightheaded nearly every afternoon. After talking through her daily routine, she realized she'd been restricting fluids to just 2 cups of water a day. By gradually increasing her water intake, incorporating herbal teas, soups, and water-rich fruits, Rose saw a dramatic drop in those episodes of dizziness. Another key lifestyle factor is nutrition. Lightheadedness can creep up when your blood sugar dips or when your diet lacks nutrients that support cardiovascular function, like potassium and magnesium. Simple fixes include adding more leafy greens, bananas and beans to your meals, or enjoying a handful of nuts as a snack. Incorporating lean proteins like chicken or fish can also help maintain stable energy levels throughout the day, reducing the risk of feeling faint. Movement is equally crucial, yet a lot of seniors hesitate to engage in exercise, fearing they might overexert themselves and worsen their dizziness. Ironically, regular gentle physical activity often helps stabilize blood pressure and trains your heart to handle changes in position or pace more smoothly. Even 5 minutes of slow, mindful stretching in the morning can help your circulation wake up, preparing your body for the day ahead. If you have limited mobility, consider chair yoga or seated exercises that you can do while watching your favorite program. These routines might involve simple shoulder rolls, leg raises, or arm stretches, enough to get your blood flowing without forcing you to stand if you're feeling unsteady. On top of that, paying attention to medication schedules can play a significant role. Some prescriptions, particularly those for blood pressure, can contribute to dizziness if taken on an empty stomach or in higher doses than needed. Working with your healthcare provider for a medication review can reveal whether timing adjustments or dose modifications could reduce your symptoms. An often overlooked aspect of this conversation is rest and sleep quality. Poor sleep can exacerbate fatigue and weaken your body's ability to regulate blood flow efficiently. If you find yourself tossing and turning at night, consider small changes like reducing screen time before bed or creating a relaxing nighttime routine. A warm bath, soft music, or gentle breathing exercises. Quality sleep replenishes your cardiovascular system, boosting your resiliency against daytime dips in energy and balance. Emotionally, making these lifestyle changes can do wonders for your mindset. Instead of feeling destined to live with dizziness, you'll realize that many daily decisions, from your morning glass of water to your evening bedtime routine, can influence how steady and confident you feel. Each small choice is a building block toward a larger goal, maintaining heart health, reducing dizzy spells, and extending your independence. Now let's pause here for a quick reflection. Which of these lifestyle tweaks, hydration, nutrition, movement, medication review, or sleep, stands out as the most pressing for you? Which one could you see yourself improving in the next week? Pick one and set a simple, achievable goal. Maybe you'll commit to drinking one extra glass of water before lunch or adding a daily 5-minute stretch to your morning ritual. Small steps can have a big impact over time. Our next point addresses something just as important: the emotional side of these dizzy moments, including stress and the anxiety that often comes with feeling wobbly. Let's explore how your mindset and emotions can affect not only your experience of dizziness, but also the health of your heart. Fourth point, the emotional underpinnings of lightheadedness and heart care. It's tempting to think of dizziness as purely a physical phenomenon, but there's a huge emotional component that many seniors overlook. The misconception is, it's all in my body, and I can't do much about how I feel emotionally. In reality, stress, worry, and even fear of falling can amplify or trigger dizzy sensations. When you're tense, your body releases stress hormones, which can affect heart rate and blood pressure regulation. This heightened state can make episodes of lightheadedness more likely or more severe. Let's consider Felipe, a 79-year-old widower who began experiencing dizziness shortly after moving to a new apartment. The stress of the transition, coupled with a nagging worry about navigating unfamiliar spaces, made him feel off balance even when he was physically fine. His blood pressure readings were normal, but the anxiety persisted, feeding a vicious cycle. The more worried he became, the more often he experienced dizzy spells. After speaking with a counselor at his community center, Felipe learned simple relaxation techniques, like slow, deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation, that helped break the cycle. His dizziness didn't vanish overnight, but it gradually diminished as he gained emotional coping tools. From an evidence-based standpoint, we know that mental stress can accelerate your heart rate and even constrict blood vessels. Over time, chronic stress can contribute to cardiovascular strain, just like poor diet or lack of exercise can. This makes emotional management a key piece of the puzzle for those looking to maintain not just stability in their day-to-day lives, but also heart health. Practical ways to address the emotional side of dizziness include exploring mindfulness practices. Spending a few minutes focusing on your breath can calm both your mind and body. Imagine taking a slow inhale for 4 counts, holding for 2, and then exhaling for 4 counts. Repeat this cycle a few times, especially if you notice that you're starting to feel anxious or unsteady. Engaging in gentle hobbies such as painting, knitting, or reading can also lower stress levels. If you're more socially inclined, joining a senior group or volunteering can provide a sense of connection and purpose that wards off the stress of isolation. It's also helpful to talk openly with friends or family about your experiences. Many older adults keep quiet about health concerns, worried about burdening loved ones. But sharing your worries can be incredibly liberating and might open you up to new resources or solutions. Talking about lightheadedness and the fear it can spark can reduce the stigma or embarrassment you might feel, reinforcing that you're not alone. The emotional benefit of tackling dizziness holistically is a feeling of renewed self-assurance. When you combine physical strategies like better hydration, moderate exercise, and careful medication use with emotional coping techniques like relaxation exercises or counseling, you set up a powerful framework for lasting improvement. Physically, you'll be more stable. Emotionally, you'll be calmer and better equipped to handle the unexpected. This comprehensive approach not only protects your heart, but also enriches your quality of life, giving you the confidence to stay engaged with the activities and people you love. As we wrap up these 4 points, think about any moment recently when you felt anxious or stressed before a dizzy spell. Did the stress come first, or did the dizziness itself spark the stress? Understanding which way it goes can guide you in choosing the right coping tools, whether that's a breathing exercise, a comforting conversation, or even just a short break to reset and calm yourself. We've covered a lot of ground, everything from recognizing the importance of occasional dizzy spells, to exploring the hidden connection to heart health, to making daily lifestyle changes, and finally addressing the emotional factors that might be at play. Now let's bring it all together and look at what your next steps might be for a more stable, heart-healthy future. It can feel overwhelming to realize just how many factors influence lightheadedness, especially after 70. But the fact that it can be approached from multiple angles is actually a good thing. You have more opportunities to make meaningful changes. By acknowledging each part of the puzzle, you can create a personalized plan that fits your lifestyle and respects your body's unique needs. Remember that even a small shift in perspective can spark big benefits. When Frank decided to tell his doctor about his brief dizzy spells, he learned of an arrhythmia that could be managed before it escalated. When Rose paid attention to her hydration, her afternoon dizziness nearly vanished. Beatrice tackled her heart rhythm concerns, and Felipe found stress relief techniques that helped him settle into a new phase of life. The urgency here doesn't have to be laced with fear. Instead, let it be a motivating call to action. Lightheadedness, especially if it's recurring or interfering with daily activities, shouldn't be ignored. Falls are a genuine risk, and any potential heart-related factors need prompt attention. By acting now, discussing symptoms with a healthcare provider, making lifestyle adjustments, and building emotional resilience, you're investing in your independence and well-being for the coming years. You can begin implementing these changes in a very practical way. Maybe start tomorrow by focusing on a single goal. Drink one additional glass of water, or take that 5-minute morning stretch before you start your day. If you feel you need more guidance, talk with a pharmacist about your medications, or schedule a short appointment with your doctor for a quick heart health check. Even reaching out to a friend to say, "I want to start taking better care of myself and could use some encouragement," can be a powerful step forward. If you're ready to go a bit deeper, consider forming a small accountability group at your local community center. Sharing progress, setbacks, and tips with peers who understand the challenges of aging can amplify your motivation. Or you could explore gentle yoga or mindfulness classes specifically designed for seniors to nurture both body and mind. Each action you take not only addresses potential heart concerns, but also contributes to a happier, more balanced outlook on life. Now, as a final call to action, choose your level of commitment. Maybe you'll begin with just one small tweak to your routine, like standing up more slowly and tracking dizzy spells in a notebook. Or maybe you'll go further, scheduling a heart checkup and adding consistent, low-impact exercise to your day. Even if you're not experiencing frequent dizziness right now, staying proactive ensures you're prepared if it does become an issue. Whatever path you choose, remember that you have the ability to shape how you age. It's not solely dictated by genetics or the luck of the draw. Your daily habits, willingness to observe your body, and openness to emotional well-being all play crucial roles. You've gathered knowledge that many seniors wish they had sooner, so use it to your advantage. Focus on the strength and wisdom you've gained over the years, and apply it to safeguarding your heart and overall health. By respecting the signals your body sends, staying open to emotional support, and making practical everyday changes, you're actively building a future where you can enjoy life's simple pleasures, savoring a cup of tea, taking a leisurely walk, or sharing a laugh with friends, without the nagging worry of sudden dizziness. There's a tremendous power in knowing you're taking steps to protect both your balance and your heart. Embrace that power and let it guide you toward a healthier, more confident chapter of life. Thank you for joining me in this important conversation about lightheadedness, heart health, and the many ways we can care for ourselves more effectively after 70. Here's to moving forward with clarity, calm, and a heart that's well supported in every sense.